Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Talking Practice. I'm Lily, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you today.
And I'm David. Hey, everyone. We have such a perfect topic as we head into the new year.
That's right. Today, we're talking about how to discuss your 2026 New Year goals in English. This is one of the most popular conversation topics at the start of every year.
Absolutely. Whether you're talking with friends, family, coworkers, or new acquaintances, people love sharing their resolutions and goals for the year ahead.
By the end of this episode, you'll know all the vocabulary and phrases to talk about your goals, make resolutions, discuss self-improvement, and have meaningful conversations about the new year.
This is perfect for anyone who wants to participate in those classic New Year, New You conversations in English.
Before we set our learning goals for today, don't forget to subscribe to English Talking Practice and hit that notification bell.
All right, Lily. Let's start with the basics. What's the difference between goals and resolutions?
Great question. A resolution is a firm decision to do or not do something. It's often used specifically for New Year. A goal is what you want to achieve. They're similar, but resolution sounds more formal and determined.
Right. So you might say, my New Year's resolution is to quit smoking. That's a decision. Or, my goal for 2026 is to run a marathon. That's an achievement you're working toward.
Exactly. Now, what are the most common questions people ask about New Year goals?
The most popular question is, what are your New Year's resolutions? Or, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
You might also hear, what are your goals for 2026? Or, what do you want to achieve this year? Or, any plans for self-improvement?
And some people ask, did you make any resolutions? Or are you setting any goals for the new year?
Perfect. Now let's talk about how to answer these questions. Let's start with how to introduce your goals.
You can say, my main goal for 2026 is, or my New Year's resolution is to, or I'm planning to, or I want to focus on.
For multiple goals, you might say, I have a few goals for this year, or I'm working on several things, or I've set 3 main resolutions.
If you're not making resolutions, you can say, I don't usually make resolutions, or I prefer to set goals throughout the year, or I'm not big on New Year's resolutions.
Now let's discuss the most popular categories of New Year goals. The first big one is health and fitness.
Right. This is probably the most common category. Common goals include, I want to lose weight, or I'm going to exercise more, or I plan to get in shape.
You might say, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week, or I'm going to start running, or I plan to eat healthier, or I want to quit junk food.
You might say, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I'm training for a 5K race, or I'm going to do yoga every morning, or I want to build muscle.
You could also say, I'm cutting out sugar, or I'm going vegetarian, or I want to drink more water, or I'm quitting soda.
For habits, I'm going to get more sleep, or I want to establish a consistent workout routine, or I'm going to meal prep on Sundays.
Perfect. The next category is financial goals. Money management is super popular.
Right. Common financial goals include, I want to save more money, or I'm going to create a budget, or I plan to pay off my debt.
You might say, I want to save $5,000 this year, or I'm going to stop impulse buying, or I plan to invest in stocks, or I want to build an emergency fund.
For specific strategies, I'm cutting unnecessary expenses, or I'm going to pack lunch instead of eating out, or I want to negotiate a raise.
You could say, I'm going to track my spending, or I want to be more mindful about money, or I'm starting a side hustle to earn extra income.
Now let's talk about career and professional goals.
These are important. You might say, I want to get promoted this year, or I'm going to ask for a raise, or I plan to switch careers.
Or I want to learn new skills, or I'm going to take a professional course, or I plan to network more, or I want to find a new job.
For specific development, I'm going to improve my public speaking, or I want to become proficient in Excel, or I'm learning to code.
You could say, I want to start my own business, or I'm going to be more productive at work, or I plan to take on leadership roles.
Great! Now let's discuss personal development and learning goals.
These are wonderful. You might say, I want to read more books, or I'm going to learn a new language, or I plan to take up a new hobby.
Common learning goals include I want to read 1 book per month, or I'm learning Spanish, or I'm going to take guitar lessons, or I want to learn photography.
For self-improvement, I want to be more confident, or I'm going to work on my communication skills, or I plan to develop better habits.
You might say, I want to become more organized, or I'm going to practice mindfulness, or I want to be more disciplined, or I'm working on my patience.
For knowledge, I'm taking online courses, or I want to expand my knowledge in, or I'm attending workshops and seminars.
Perfect. Now let's discuss relationship and social goals.
These matter so much. You might say, I want to spend more time with family, or I'm going to be a better friend, or I plan to make new friends.
You might say, I want to call my parents weekly, or I'm going to organize more gatherings, or I plan to reconnect with old friends.
You could say, I want to be more present with loved ones, or I'm going to put my phone away during meals, or I plan to show more appreciation.
For romantic relationships, I want to go on more dates with my partner, or I'm going to work on communication, or I plan to be more supportive.
Now let's discuss mental health and wellness goals.
This is so important. You might say, I want to prioritize my mental health, or I'm going to practice self-care, or I plan to reduce stress.
Common goals include, I'm going to meditate daily, or I want to see a therapist, or I'm going to journal every morning, or I plan to take mental health days.
You might say, I want to set better boundaries, or I'm going to say no more often, or I plan to stop people-pleasing, or I want to manage anxiety better.
For balance, I'm going to achieve better work-life balance, or I'm going to take regular breaks, or I'm prioritizing rest and relaxation.
Perfect. Now let's discuss lifestyle and habit goals.
These are practical. You might say, I want to wake up earlier, or I'm going to be more productive, or I plan to reduce screen time.
Common lifestyle goals include I'm going to quit smoking, or I want to limit alcohol, or I'm cutting back on caffeine, or I plan to go to bed earlier.
You could say, I want to be more eco-friendly, or I'm going to reduce waste, or I plan to declutter my home, or I want to be more minimalist.
For daily habits, I'm going to make my bed every day, or I want to cook more at home, or I'm establishing a morning routine.
Now let's discuss travel and adventure goals.
Fun category. You might say, I want to travel more, or I'm going to visit 3 new countries, or I plan to explore my own city better.
Specific goals, I'm going to Europe this summer, or I want to take a solo trip, or I'm planning a road trip, or I want to visit all 50 states.
You could say, I want to try new experiences, or I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, or I plan to say yes to more adventures.
Perfect. Now let's discuss how to make your goals specific and actionable. This is important.
Right. Instead of vague goals like exercise more, be specific. I'm going to the gym every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 a.m.
Instead of save money, say, I'm going to save $500 every month by cutting dining out expenses.
Instead of read more, say, I'm reading 1 book per month, starting with fiction, then alternating with nonfiction.
The more specific you are, the more likely you are to achieve it. Now let's talk about expressing commitment and determination.
For strong commitment, you can say, I'm committed to, or I'm determined to, or I'm dedicated to, or I will definitely.
You might say, this is the year I'm finally going to, or I'm serious about this, or nothing will stop me from, or I'm making this happen.
For more realistic commitment, you can say, I'm going to try to, or I hope to, or I'd like to, or my plan is to.
You could say, I'm going to do my best to, or I'm aiming for, or I'm working toward.
Now let's discuss how to talk about challenges and obstacles you might face.
Right, you can acknowledge challenges. It won't be easy, but, or I know it'll be challenging, but I'm ready. Or the hard part will be...
You might say, my biggest obstacle is, or I struggle with, or in the past I've had trouble with, but this time I have a plan.
For strategies, to stay on track, I'm going to, or I'm preparing for setbacks by, or I've thought about potential obstacles and...
Perfect. Now let's talk about accountability and support systems.
This is crucial. You might say, I'm going to find an accountability partner, or I'm joining a group that shares this goal, or I'm telling everyone so they can keep me accountable.
You could say, I'm tracking my progress weekly, or I'm using an app to monitor my habits, or I'm checking in with myself every month.
For support, you might say, I'm asking my family to support me, or I've hired a coach, or I'm surrounding myself with people who inspire me.
Now let's discuss how to talk about past resolutions and what you learned.
Good point. You might say, last year I tried to, but it didn't work out. Or I've attempted this before, or this isn't my first time setting this goal.
For learning, last year taught me that, or I learned I need to, or from past experience I know, or I'm taking a different approach this time.
You could say, I wasn't successful before because, so now I'm going to, or I'm being more realistic this year.
Perfect. Now let's practice everything with a full dialogue. This is where we put it all together.
Great. Let's imagine two friends meeting for coffee in early January discussing their New Year's goals. I'll start.
Sounds good.
Hey, Lily. Happy New Year. How was your holiday break?
Happy New Year, David. It was wonderful, thanks. Very relaxing. How about yours?
It was great. Spent time with family, ate way too much, and now I'm ready for a fresh start. So, did you make any New Year's resolutions?
I did, actually. I have 3 main goals for 2026. What about you?
Same here. I set a few resolutions that I'm pretty excited about. What are yours? Tell me.
Well, my number 1 goal is health-related. I want to establish a consistent exercise routine. I'm committing to working out 4 times a week, no excuses.
That's ambitious. 4 times a week is great. What kind of exercise are you planning?
I'm mixing it up. I joined a gym, so I'm doing strength training twice a week and then running or yoga the other 2 days. I want variety so I don't get bored.
Smart approach. Variety definitely helps with consistency. Have you started yet?
I actually started on January 2nd. I've already done 3 workouts this week, so I'm off to a good start. I know the real challenge will be maintaining it when life gets busy.
That's awesome that you started right away. Many people wait. What's your strategy for staying consistent?
Great question. I'm scheduling my workouts in my calendar like appointments. I'm also going with a friend 2 days a week. We're keeping each other accountable. Plus, I packed my gym bag last night, so there are no excuses in the morning.
I love that you've thought it through. Having an accountability partner makes such a difference. What are your other 2 goals?
My second goal is financial. I want to save $10,000 this year for a down payment on a house.
Wow, that's a big goal. That's amazing. How are you planning to do that?
I created a detailed budget. I'm cutting back on eating out. I was spending so much on restaurants last year. I'm going to meal prep on Sundays and pack lunch for work. That alone should save me about $400 a month.
That's significant. What else are you doing?
I'm also canceling subscriptions I don't really use, streaming services, that gym membership I never used before, random apps. That's another $100. And I'm going to sell things I don't need anymore.
It sounds like you've really analyzed your spending. That's impressive.
Thanks. I used a budgeting app to track where my money was going last year, and I was shocked. So much money wasted on impulse purchases. This year, I'm instituting a 24-hour rule. If I want to buy something, I wait 24 hours before purchasing.
That's brilliant. Impulse buying is such a trap. What's your third goal?
My third goal is personal development. I want to read 24 books this year, 2 books per month.
That's a great goal. Are you a big reader already, or is this new for you?
I used to read all the time, but over the past few years, I've gotten out of the habit. I waste so much time scrolling on my phone. Instead, I miss reading.
I totally understand that. How are you going to make time for reading?
I'm committing to reading for 30 minutes every night before bed instead of looking at my phone. I'm also going to listen to audiobooks during my commute. Between physical books and audiobooks, I should easily hit 24 books.
That's a solid plan. Have you picked out your first book yet?
Yes, I'm starting with a novel that's been on my list forever. I'm excited. Okay, enough about me. Tell me about your resolutions.
All right. So, my main goal for 2026 is career-focused. I want to get promoted to senior project manager by the end of the year.
That's fantastic. That's definitely achievable. What steps are you taking?
Well, I talked to my manager before the holidays, and he gave me some areas to focus on. I need to improve my leadership skills and take on more high-visibility projects, so I'm being very intentional about volunteering for challenging assignments.
That's proactive. What else?
I'm also enrolling in a leadership training that starts in February. It's a 3-month program. And I'm working on my public speaking because I get nervous presenting to executives.
Public speaking is tough. How are you working on that?
I joined Toastmasters. It's a public speaking club where you practice in a supportive environment. I'm nervous about it, but I know it'll help me grow. My first speech is next week.
Wow, you're jumping right in. That's brave. I'm sure you'll do great. What are your other resolutions?
My second goal is about work-life balance. Honestly, I've been working too much and neglecting my personal life. I want to be more present and make time for things outside of work.
That's so important. What specifically are you going to do?
I'm committing to leaving work by 6 p.m. unless there's a true emergency. I'm also not checking emails after 7 p.m. or on weekends. I need boundaries.
Good for you. Boundaries are crucial. What will you do with that extra time?
I want to spend more quality time with friends and family. I'm going to organize a monthly dinner with my close friends. We keep saying we should get together more, but we never do, so I'm making it happen. I'm also going to call my parents every Sunday. I love them, but I'm terrible at keeping in touch. They always call me, and I want to be better about initiating contact.
That's really sweet. They'll appreciate that so much. What's your third goal?
My third goal is about health too, but more mental health focused. I want to develop a mindfulness practice. I'm going to meditate for 10 minutes every morning.
That's wonderful. Have you meditated before?
A little bit, but never consistently. I downloaded a meditation app, and I'm committing to using it every morning before I check my phone.
The before checking your phone part is key. That's when we usually get sucked in. Have you started?
I started on January 1st. I've done it every day this week. It's only 10 minutes, but it really sets a calm tone for my day. I feel more centered already.
That's amazing. I've always wanted to try meditation, but haven't committed to it. Maybe I should add that as a goal.
You should. Even just 5 minutes makes a difference. We could be accountability buddies for that too.
I love that idea. Okay, so we've both set some great goals, but let's be real. What do you think will be your biggest challenge?
Honestly, the work-life balance one. I have a tendency to say yes to everything at work and overcommit myself. Setting boundaries is hard for me because I don't want to let people down.
I get that, but you have to remember that you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish.
You're absolutely right. I need to remind myself of that. What about you? What's your biggest challenge?
Definitely the exercise consistency. I'm great at starting new habits, but after a few weeks, I tend to fall off. Life gets busy, I make excuses, and suddenly I haven't worked out in 2 weeks.
The fact that you recognize that pattern is huge, though, and you have strategies in place. The accountability partner, the scheduled workouts. I think you'll succeed this time.
Thanks for the encouragement. I'm really determined this year. I'm also being more compassionate with myself. If I miss a day, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'll just get back on track the next day.
That's such a healthy mindset. Speaking of which, how do you feel about New Year's resolutions in general? Do you think they work?
That's a good question. I think they can work if you approach them right. The problem is people set vague goals or try to change too much at once. But if you're specific, realistic, and have a plan, I think they're valuable.
I agree. I used to think they were pointless because so many people give up by February, but I've realized the issue isn't the resolutions themselves. It's how people set them and whether they have support systems.
Exactly. And I think the new year is a natural time for reflection and fresh starts. There's something psychologically powerful about a new beginning, a clean slate.
True. Although honestly, you can set goals anytime. You don't have to wait for January 1st.
That's fair, but there's something nice about everyone doing it together. It feels communal, you know?
That's a good point. There's definitely a collective energy around New Year's resolutions. Okay, so let's make a pact. Let's check in with each other monthly to see how we're doing.
I love that. Accountability is key. Should we set a specific day each month?
How about the first Sunday of every month? We can grab coffee and do a progress check-in.
Perfect. First Sunday of February, we'll meet here again and update each other.
It's a date, and let's celebrate our wins, no matter how small. Progress is progress.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about this, David. I have a good feeling about 2026.
Me too. This is going to be our year. Here's to achieving our goals.
Cheers to that, to 2026 and new beginnings.
Wow, that was such a comprehensive and realistic conversation about New Year's goals.
It really was. We covered multiple goal categories, specific strategies, challenges, accountability, and mindset.
And notice how we encouraged each other and made it a supportive conversation rather than competitive or judgmental.
Exactly. That's how New Year goal conversations should feel, motivating and collaborative. Now, let's do a quick recap.
Perfect. Number 1, asking about goals. What are your New Year's resolutions? Do you have any goals for 2026? Any plans for self-improvement?
Number 2, introducing goals. My main goal is I want to focus on, I have a few goals.
Number 3, health and fitness. I want to exercise more. I'm going to eat healthier. I'm training for a marathon. I want to quit junk food.
Number 4, financial goals. I want to save money. I'm creating a budget. I'm paying off debt. I'm cutting unnecessary expenses.
Number 5, career goals. I want to get promoted. I'm learning new skills. I'm going to network more. I want to switch careers.
Number 6, personal development. I want to read more. I'm learning a language. I'm taking up a hobby. I want to be more confident.
Number 7, relationship goals. I want to spend more time with family. I'm going to be a better friend. I plan to make new connections.
Number 8, mental health. I'm prioritizing self-care. I'm going to meditate daily. I want to reduce stress. I'm setting better boundaries.
Number 9, expressing commitment. I'm determined to. I'm committed to. This is the year I'm finally going to. Nothing will stop me.
And number 10, accountability. I'm finding an accountability partner. I'm tracking my progress. I'm checking in monthly. I'm telling everyone so they can help.
Excellent recap. Now let's practice pronunciation.
Repeat after us. Resolution, 4 syllables, a firm decision.
Commitment, 3 syllables, dedication to a goal.
Accountability, accountability, 6 syllables, being responsible.
Determination, 5 syllables, firmness of purpose.
Consistency, 4 syllables, doing something regularly.
Achievement, 3 syllables, something accomplished.
Now let's cover common mistakes when talking about goals.
Mistake number 1, using will for plans you're not certain about. Use going to for plans. I'm going to exercise more, not I will exercise more.
Mistake number 2, being too vague. Instead of I want to be healthier, say I'm going to exercise 3 times per week.
Mistake number 3, setting too many goals. Focus on 3 to 5 key resolutions rather than 20. Quality over quantity.
Mistake number 4, not having a plan. Don't just say what you want, explain how you'll achieve it.
Mistake number 5, being too hard on yourself. Progress isn't linear. Allow for setbacks and be compassionate.
Great reminders. Now some bonus phrases.
For motivation, new year, new me. Fresh start, clean slate. This is my year. I'm ready for change.
For progress, I'm making progress. I'm on track. I'm staying committed. I'm seeing results. I'm proud of myself.
For setbacks, I fell off track, but I'm getting back on. I had a setback, but I'm not giving up. I'm learning as I go.
For encouragement, you've got this. I believe in you. Keep it up. Stay strong. Don't give up.
All right, everyone, time for our question of the day.
Today's question is, what is your number one goal for 2026, and what's your plan to achieve it? Practice answering in detail.
Be specific. Include the goal, why it matters to you, and the concrete steps you're taking.
You might say, my main goal is to learn Spanish because I'm traveling to South America in December. I'm using Duolingo for 20 minutes daily, taking weekly conversation classes, and watching Spanish TV shows.
Practice your answer and share it in the comments. We'd love to hear your goals and support you.
All right, everyone, we're wrapping up today's episode. Thank you for joining us to learn about discussing New Year goals.
We hope you feel confident talking about your resolutions and supporting others in their goals.
Don't forget to subscribe to English Talking Practice and turn on notifications.
Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful.
Share it with friends who are setting goals for 2026.
And leave comments with your resolutions. We're cheering for you.
Remember, setting goals is just the first step. The real work is in consistent action and staying committed.
Be patient with yourself, celebrate small wins, and don't be afraid to adjust your goals as you go.
From both of us, we believe in you and your ability to achieve amazing things in 2026.
Here's to a year of growth, achievement, and wonderful English conversations.
Cheers to that. Happy learning and good luck with your goals.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.